Et enfin, la soirée va se terminer par une macabre découverte dans l'hôpital psychiatrique. Et suite à cette découverte, beaucoup se sont demandé...
Hello? Hello? Yeah, right there. There's a bag there.
Some encounters don't feel dangerous until it's already too late. A climber in Greece comes face to face with a massive bear beside a deadly cliff, while deep in Devil's Forest investigators flee through the darkness after gunshots echo behind them. Every moment feels like something unseen is getting closer, but when your instincts start warning you, would you escape in time? In central Greece, within the region of Paranesti, there's a remote and untouched woodland commonly known as the Fracto Virgin Forest. In early June 2025, on a Monday afternoon, two climbers began a difficult journey. Their objective was to move through the thick forest in search of the remains of a military aircraft that had crashed there 77 years earlier. At one moment, 61-year-old Christos Stavrianidis was walking a short distance ahead of his companion near the edge of a cliff. He stepped forward to look down at the valley below and record footage with his body camera. His friend was following behind on a nearby parallel path. Everything appeared normal until Christos noticed unusual movement in the bushes that caught his attention. The second climber tried to get closer, but he did not see anything. Then suddenly, only a few meters away, a large dark shape emerged from the vegetation, a massive brown bear. Pulled in by the unexpected encounter, Christos tried to interact with the animal, unaware that this dangerous moment would ultimately lead to a tragic ending.
Πού είσαι, εδώ κοντά μου έλα. Κοντά μου έλα, λέω. Κοντά μου. Ρίξε, Δημήτρη. Ρίξε σπρέι.
The footage shows a bear identified as a large adult male moving quickly toward the second climber, who was accompanied by his dog. Defensive barking can be heard as the man manages to gain only a few seconds to use the pepper spray he was carrying. Meanwhile, Christos on the other side was affected by the spray's smell and began to react shortly before being fatally attacked by the bear. Immediately after being exposed to the pepper spray, the bear turned and moved toward Christos, who was standing at the edge of the cliff. The attack resulted in a fall of more than 800 meters. The friend, in panic, instinctively climbed a tree to protect himself. Holding his mobile phone, he contacted emergency services, fully aware that the area was extremely difficult to access. Hours later, a large-scale rescue operation was launched. Firefighters, rescue teams, and even a helicopter were deployed in an attempt to reach the location. The forest was so dense that rescuers had to continue on foot, making their way through trees and rocky terrain. When they finally located the body, Christos was motionless. The fall had been fatal, and he didn't survive. Images of his final moments quickly spread and made headlines in several countries. Despite their experience, experts stated that the climbers did not respond in the most appropriate way, and that the bear's behavior was likely defensive, typical of situations in which the animal feels threatened or cornered. Today, Greece is home to between 400 and 500 brown bears, mostly found in mountainous regions, and encounters with humans have become more frequent. Environmental authorities emphasize that in areas where these animals are present, it is essential to follow safety measures, avoid approaching them, maintain a safe distance, refrain from provoking contact, and carry emergency equipment. Sometimes a single reaction can change everything in seconds. Maybe the moment was already too close or too fast, so what would you have done in that situation? The next unsettling video comes from Nomadic Millennials, a van life channel that documents full-time travel around the United States. The date is March 25th, 2019 in San Diego, United States.
So we were in our van like around 9 p.m. and we were just hanging out. Rachel was teaching some of her classes. We heard some loud noises, which we thought were fireworks because we've heard loud noises around this area before. There's a park area that we're next to.
John and Ray are parked near a public park in the evening. Nearby activity is not unusual in that area, and when they hear loud bangs, they initially believe they are fireworks. The sounds are close, but they are not immediately understood as a threat. From inside the van, there's no clear view to verify what is happening.
I went outside and looked, and there's a bullet hole in freaking on the side of our van. And pretty much what happened is someone shot at our van while we were inside. I don't know if it was on purpose or an accident, or we were just in the crossfire.
The bullet's path is examined. It entered through the side panel and traveled through the interior before stopping after hitting a reinforced section. The trajectory reveals how little space separated the shot from where they were sitting. Inside a vehicle, there is very limited protection. Most surfaces are not designed to stop an impact.
We never felt not safe here up until yesterday, which is the weird part. I mean, there's a lot of different factors that make us believe both ways that it was an accident, and there's a lot of different factors that make us believe that it wasn't. For example, there was multiple shots being fired, noises that we've heard. So to us, it doesn't seem like it would just be like an accidental.
They think about how close it came. Positioning becomes the most important factor. A small change in angle or entry point could have changed the entire result. This moment is defined by how near it was. There's no warning, no buildup, only a sudden change from ordinary to dangerous. The van offers mobility, but very little protection, and incidents like this expose one reality of van life. In public places, you are vulnerable to everything happening around you, even when you are not involved in it. Sometimes things occur with no clear reason and no time to respond. So, do you think this was only chance or something more intentional? A man was on the same trail, heading the same way. Step by step, he kept matching her speed, never too near, never too distant, until it stopped feeling like a coincidence. Lisa is a woman who often posts outdoor content centered on off-grid solo living, camping, in forest hiking, and other similar activities. Most of the time, she's entirely by herself, with only a camera in her hand, exploring different wooded areas. Her videos are honestly very pleasant to watch. She has a strong presence and makes everything feel peaceful and natural. But in this specific video, something shifted. It was a beautiful day, and she had planned a simple solo hike, mainly showing her viewers how incredible the area was, but it ended up becoming far more unsettling than she expected.
Hey y'all, welcome to Lisa's Escapades. Today I'm out in a different area. I had to go north so it wasn't flooded. Wow, how beautiful is this place? You can ride bikes here. Maybe I'll come back with my bike. If I bring a bike out here, then I can go further. Let's go check this out.
It genuinely looked like a beautiful hike. The place was gorgeous, and it seemed like nothing could possibly go wrong. But then she noticed something that instantly made her uncomfortable and caused her stress to rise quickly.
So I noticed when I came in the parking lot, there was a guy in his truck just sitting there, and he wasn't doing anything. Now all of a sudden I notice he's behind me. I just was going off this trail and saw him, and he went on another trail, but then I saw he stopped. So now I'm on this road, and he was behind me, just off this road. I thought it was kind of weird that he was just sitting there.
At first, it might have seemed like coincidence. After all, maybe he was simply there to enjoy the area, and she just happened to walk past him. But the moment she went into the woods, he also began moving, following behind a woman who was alone. She mentioned that she had some kind of protection with her just in case, and decided to keep hiking, but she continued looking back over her shoulder to make sure nobody was following her, and the issue was that he was. At one point, she even stopped after hearing knocking sounds, farther inside the woods, and considering everything that had already taken place. It really makes you wonder if it could have been the same man remaining hidden while watching her.
So I just heard some banging noises coming from over here. I'll see if I can capture it on the camera.
She chose to start heading back toward her car, knowing she might be walking into a potentially dangerous situation, so she did not want to take any chances. But this was when she made direct eye contact with the man. She increased her pace and eventually got back to her car.
So, here's the guy with the white shirt.
At that point, the man turned back into the woods. That strongly suggests he really had been following her, but for what reason, honestly, it is still unclear. And it is another reminder that being alone in the woods is not always as safe as it appears, and carrying some kind of protection can matter. In that moment, his presence did not feel random. The way he moved, the timing, the direction, it all pointed to something more intentional. Still, with daylight on her side, she was able to return to her car unharmed. Sometimes nothing has happened yet, but something already feels wrong. And when that feeling appears, the real question becomes simple. Do you trust it, or do you keep going? Krikos is a woman who loves motorcycles, the wide outdoors, and the thrill of exploring nature, camping, and chasing freedom on two wheels. She hopes to encourage people to move beyond their comfort zones, take on new challenges, and follow their dreams. Her videos are genuinely enjoyable to watch, especially if you enjoy forest settings. But in this particular video, something felt different. She was attempting to camp deep in the forest, and she had a strong, uneasy feeling about the location from the very start. The video was uploaded to the Krikos Adventure channel on April 5th, 2026.
I'm looking for a place to stay. I'm just here deep into the forest, and I'm gonna stay somewhere and sleep next to my motorcycle. And as you see, we don't have that much snow left. It's almost gone. The roads are clear.
After spending some time looking around, she eventually found what appeared to be the ideal place to camp and started setting everything up.
I'm pretty happy. I think we're gonna stay here. First of all, we're gonna go and collect some spruce branches because I'm gonna lay on those ones because they're really wet on the ground. My survival instinct is kicking in so quickly when you're out here. Like every sound, I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
She had found her spot, but now it was time to collect a few materials to make the ground more comfortable for sleeping. So that is exactly what she did.
This is the bag where I will sleep tonight. It's a bivy cover for sleeping bag. And sleeping bag, this sleeping bag. The winter sleeping bag is okay. It's not as comfortable as this one with the feather. I'm gonna let it get some air, and then I'm gonna make the fire, and then I can just jump in and feel it a little bit. What do you think?
The fire was finally burning, and it was time to cook something, because after all that work, the body needs energy. But while she was eating, something changed. She began to feel uneasy, not in a clear or obvious way, but the kind of feeling that is difficult to explain, as if something was wrong, as if she was no longer alone, as if something out there was watching her.
It's really weird. Weird sounds. I thought it was the wind first, but there is barely no wind here. Okay, here's the thing. I can feel it in my guts. There's something with this place that doesn't feel right, and there's something is off here. So I'm gonna pack all my stuff and I'm gonna go back.
There were far too many sounds around her camp, and it may have been an animal moving nearby something else, or simply nothing at all, but that is something neither she nor anyone watching can know for certain. In situations like this, leaving early is often the safest decision. Experienced campers understand that a sudden uneasy feeling is not always random. It is the body responding to something that does not feel right. Staying aware of your surroundings and reacting quickly can keep a situation from getting worse. Instead of waiting for obvious danger, it is safer to move away while you still can. When something feels wrong, even without a clear reason, Would you stay and take the risk or leave before it becomes something worse? On September 18th, 2025 creators Jasko and Chris from the YouTube channel Jasko entered Devil's Forest, a location associated with occult rumors, disappearances, and a violent past. The channel documents overnight investigations in allegedly haunted places, often where isolation increases real-world danger. Their goal was to van camp near Devil's Pond and record whatever happened during the night. From the moment they arrived, the forest felt far from empty.
Yeah, it was very clearly a person standing there. It looked like a hooded... That's it. That's it, right?
Wait, what? Pasture.
It's really hard to see.
Pasture. Hello.
Hello?
Hello. After dark.
Yeah, right there.
Oh wait, okay, I see it now. What is that?
You
Oh, that thing in the middle right there?
Yeah. So we were just driving. The van is right there. We were looking for a campsite. We're going up the road, and we saw what looked like someone standing. And as you can see, it still kind of does. I don't know if that's like some sort of fabric or whatever that is. I slammed on the brakes. We backed up. But the thing is, right when we saw that, we saw a flash of light as well, almost like someone taking a picture. So we just got out to check it out, but I figured we'd document this just in case. We're hearing some really strange noises. Now, okay, we thought it was a person, and if that's just like a jacket or whatever, that makes me feel a lot better. However, that doesn't explain the flash of light. It looked like it was moving. There's a bag there. Now, my big fear right now is did someone just literally take this off?
While driving deeper into Devil's Forest, searching for a place to stop, they spotted a human figure standing near the roadside. Moments later, a sudden flash of light appeared, as though someone had taken a photograph from within the darkness. No explanation followed, and the road ahead stayed completely silent. It was the first indication that they might not be alone. Soon afterward, they found a soaked bag of personal belongings abandoned deep in the forest. Inside were clothes, shoes, an old stuffed bear, and a camera that no longer functioned.
Why is this wet like this? Okay, bro, I don't know. Was this here before the weekend? I mean, it's Sunday right now. That's really strange. Bro, this is like damp as shit.
What the hell? Alright, yeah, I don't know if we should be...
Oh, dude.
Is someone actually out here right now?
His face is like...
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Who is this person? Why is everything wet?
I don't know. It makes no sense. I mean, it's been raining, but not that much.
Oh, wait. I will never... Matthew 7... Whoa, whoa, whoa!
What is going on right now? Bro, we need to get out of here, like, ASAP. I just saw something big move right in front of me. It almost like a person, but there's no one there, bro.
Who's Matthew? Who's... Bro, did you throw something, or was that something?
No, I didn't throw anything.
Huh?
I didn't throw anything.
Oh, I thought you threw something to like scare something off. I'm so uncomfortable right now. I'm just gonna open this quick and just check.
Oh, okay. There's a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, there's shoes. There's a camera. It makes for the pictures, no?
Oh, the flat. That's the light we saw.
Shut the there's no way. No, there's no way. There's not even film in here.
Okay.
Or battery or anything. Let's take battery.
1940s.
It looks like a bear from the 1940s.
It probably is. Ooh. White duct tape.
This just looks like someone's personal stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave it.
Okay.
Nearby disturbing written messages hinted at guilt and regret, but revealed nothing about who had left them there. The forest no longer felt simply quiet, it felt disturbingly personal. Later that night, Jasko began exploring the trails alone.
Okay, well, here's the thing. I don't plan on being long. Okay. I just kind of want to see if maybe the spirits like me being out here with night vision, the gun with me in case anything happens. So this is the Devil's Forest, guys. It constantly like feels like something is like walking behind me, which is so freaky. Dog. Yes. It sounded like something was just charging at me. Like right here. Guys, I'm sorry for screaming. That genuinely sounded like something charged at me. Sorry.
Occult activity.
Chris? Spirit box just said occult activity.
Mysterious.
It's very mysterious. Thank you, spirits. I'm hearing something walking in the distance. Okay. This built
1800s.
18. Okay, so something happened in the 1800s clearly. All right, how about this? I brought a rock with me because sometimes it's a little hard to get the gun ready. I have a rock. I'm gonna throw this rock. I want you to throw a rock back at me. Kobe, go ahead. Whoa, what the Yo. Correct. Okay, thank you. How about this?
Witch's portal.
Cool. A lot of people that died in the water here, they believed were witches. It's a crazy story. That was a clap right behind me. That was a clap like right here. Chris! Bro, that was right behind me. What is going on here? That's crazy. All right, let's keep going. That sounded like something just like, guys, it sounded like right behind me.
Investigate what happened here.
Investigate what happened? I'm trying. Who's following me? Okay, I'm hearing some weird noises right now. I just heard my name being called from down the trail by Chris, but Chris is in that direction. Chris? But if he's down there, then what the Yo, who's down there? I'm going back. I definitely just heard my name. Sound like Jazz. It definitely sounded like Chris. Oh my God.
As he continued deeper into the woods, sudden noises shattered the silence, something moving quickly through the darkness, clapping sounds responding behind him, and then a voice calling his name. The voice sounded exactly like Chris. Moments later, they confirmed Chris had remained at the van the entire time. That was the moment uncertainty shifted into real fear.
We're about to do an SS method. When you come to an area like this with so much dense history, tragic history, and you find a chair near a body of water where it's rumored that many bodies have been found, so we're thinking max 15 minutes. So Chris, ask the questions, whatever you want regarding, okay, 3, 2, and 1. See us move. Oh my God.
Make a noise in the direction you're standing and I'll watch.
Die.
Did you die in the water? Can you confirm that?
Close. Closer.
Oh my God. That was a fucking girl screaming. What is out here, guys? Can you guys tell Jazz what I'm hearing? Who just screamed, bro? Okay, so I just heard on everything. A female scream come from there. 2 things just got thrown in the water. I don't know what's going on. I just want to let you know that there's shit happening around us. And if it keeps getting crazy, you can go ahead. I just want to let you know there's stuff happening. Are you guys throwing rocks or something in the water to get our attention?
No. Come closer.
Where do you want me to go?
Close. Please help. Listen.
I'm listening.
It's around. Stop you. Vicious.
Hello?
I'm going to hurt.
You're gonna hurt us? Why do you want to hurt us?
No to that.
Do you not like us being out here?
No to that.
You want us to leave?
Said that.
We'll get out of here if you want us to leave. Just tell us. Another noise out there.
Leave.
Oh, behind us.
That's me.
That's crazy. You just said that's me. Is there anything that we need to know about tonight that we need to be aware of? You guys are moving around like crazy in the water.
This is my house.
Can you tell us where we should go tonight to explore? Are there any trails, any places in the forest we should go visit? That'd be interesting. Whoa.
Girl.
Who was that? It's right in front of us, guys. There's so much stuff going on.
Don't move.
Okay, I'm not moving.
Warn.
Are we in danger right now? I see eyes.
Shut up.
There's something right behind us. I see eyeballs.
Hold on, I can't hear.
Bro, there's something right behind us.
What?
Do you see that? Right there. Weird noises right now. It's moving. It's looking around at us.
At Devil's Pond, they attempted the Estes method. During the session, a scream echoed from the direction of the water. Through the spirit box, a threatening message followed warning of harm. As the investigation continued, reflective eyes appeared within the surrounding brush, silently watching from the darkness. The atmosphere became increasingly hostile.
I just heard some weird noises outside. I just want to do a quick perimeter check. I didn't want to freak you out by opening the door, so I'm just gonna...
Good, bro. I'll watch out the window.
Okay. Wait a second. Hold on. Can you guys see that? Guys, there's a handprint right where I thought I heard something.
Probably should go back outside if there's something out there.
No, I'm good to stay in here the rest of the night. I really don't mind, but...
I just woke up because I just heard some tapping on the window behind me. And I just swear to God, I just saw a shadow or something walk by the windshield. So I'm sure there's not somebody out here. I don't know. This is just odd.
Chris?
Yo.
Chris, did you hear that?
Yeah, what was that?
What was that?
That was so loud. Dude, look around, please. Don't check. There's someone outside right now.
But it sounded like glass shattering.
That was so loud.
Okay, I'm gonna go check outside. I don't know what that could have been. That genuinely sounded like glass, bro. Like, where the hell is it? Chris? Chris?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I just saw eyeballs up there. It was right on the side of the road.
To the left or to the right?
The left side.
Something there?
I don't know.
Chris, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Is there really someone out here messing with us?
No shot.
Oh! Whoa!
Okay.
Okay, get in the van, get in the van, get in the van. No. Chris! That was a gunshot. That was a gunshot. Did you see anything?
There's a light. There's a fucking light right there.
Oh! Oh shit! Yo, there's someone out there. There's someone out there. That's a light. That's a fucking light. It's moving. Chris, it's moving. There's someone outside the van right now.
I don't see anything moving. I don't see anything.
You don't see it anymore?
No. It's like, oh, there's no. I don't see anything.
When they returned to the van to rest, the tension escalated further. A large handprint appeared on the vehicle, where none had been earlier. Soon afterward, a violent sound rang out nearby, resembling breaking glass. Then, during the early morning hours, a gunshot echoed close to the van. Flashlight beams began moving through the trees toward them, believing armed individuals were approaching Jasco, and Chris immediately started the engine and fled Devil's Forest without hesitation. The investigation ended in chaos, driven entirely by survival. Viewers were divided. Some believed the voices' threats and timing pointed towards something paranormal. Others argued the most disturbing element was human presence, weapons movement, and deliberate intimidation in a remote forest. If Devil's Forest is truly haunted, whatever exists there never needed to reveal itself. That night, the most dangerous presence wasn't unseen. It was armed, aware, and close enough to force them to escape. On September 6, 2023, a solo van lifer from the YouTube channel, Nomadic Introvert, ended her day during Labor Day in a quiet, nearly deserted parking lot. Her channel focuses on calm, minimalist van life and strict personal routines. That night seemed routine and under control until isolation, silence, and a single lapse in attention turned the van into a vulnerable place.
I found this empty parking lot. Nobody was here. It was in a pretty populated area, so I didn't think nothing of it when I parked. So I prepared to take a nap. I cracked the window to get that nice little breeze, and I left my curtains open so that I can see out of my front windshield in the event that I feel like something is up. While I was laying there, something told me to get up. It wasn't because I heard a noise or anything. It was just like a gut feeling, like, get up, look outside.
The parking lot was completely still. No traffic, no voices. Inside the van, she prepared to rest, believing the day had already ended. Then, a sudden feeling of unease interrupted the calm, strong enough to make her sit upright. There was no obvious reason, only the sense that something outside the van no longer felt safe. That feeling arrived before the danger itself. Moments later, the threat became real.
And when I looked outside, I saw a white male approaching my van, headed straight towards my passenger side, and proceeded to walk around the back of my van and towards the driver's side door. And as he slowly approached the driver's side door, I hopped back, I shut the side window, I locked the additional driver's side lock just in time. No sooner after I locked it, he grabbed the driver's side handle and began to violently shake it, trying to open my door.
A man was walking directly toward the van, not wandering aimlessly, not distracted. As he reached the door, she reacted instinctively, locking it from the inside just in time. His hand grabbed the handle and pulled hard, testing the barrier separating them. In that silence, the van no longer felt like protection.
After I locked the interior lock, he grabbed the handle and started to try to open my door. Now, were my doors locked? I can't tell you, fam. That's the first mistake. I always lock my door when I park, whether I'm in a place where I know the area or whether I'm in a place where I don't know the area. The first thing I do when I cut my engine is lock the door. What happened was when he was shaking the handle, when I ran up to lock the additional interior lock, I looked at my dashboard and I didn't see that red light blinking, which indicated to me that all the doors were locked. I remember after locking that additional locking, backing up. As I was backing up, I looked at the dashboard and I did not see that red light flashing, which means I don't think I locked the doors. When I didn't see that red light flashing, I wasn't sure. So I backed up to look for my key. I went to this table right here. It was closed and I was like, crap, because that's where I normally put my key. I always put my key there, with the exception of that day, me breaking character. That's the second time I broke character. The first time I broke character is when I didn't see that red light flashing on the dashboard, which indicates all the doors were locked. So I know for a fact I didn't hit that lock button. So I'm looking. It took about 8 seconds, throwing stuff. I found the key on top of the green container, and the only reason why I couldn't see it because my Yeti strap was covering it and I had threw this top on top of the key. So when I grabbed the key, as I jumped in the front seat, he was still shaking the door handle trying to get in. Before I sat down, it was like one motion. I jumped, put the key in ignition, turned it, and sat down. Once I cranked up my van, he stopped shaking my driver's side handle, which means he didn't know I was in here, which blows my mind. How do you not know I'm not in here? When you were coming up on this side window, I slammed it shut. You didn't hear it?
When the man finally walked away, the fear didn't disappear, it intensified. She realized how narrowly the situation had shifted. Breaking her routine earlier may have left the door unlocked, and a delay of only seconds could have changed everything. Shaken but unharmed, she later shared the lesson that defined the experience. Isolation removes second chances, and routine is often the only thing keeping people safe. Viewers focused less on mystery and more on vulnerability, warning that isolation and disrupted routines are exactly what real-world threats depend on. The night ended without violence, but when danger arrives quietly, how many warnings do you get before it's already too late? On January 24th, 2025, an Italian YouTuber named Clement started a road trip across Italy to explore several abandoned locations. From the beginning, though, the journey did not unfold the way he expected. On the first day, Clement and his team arrived at an abandoned villa. They had been excited to investigate. After walking nearly an hour to reach it, they discovered that most of the structure had been sealed off. The main sections of the villa, including the parts they most wanted to document, were blocked and impossible to access.
Mais impossible de trouver un trou pour se glisser et pouvoir visiter ce manoir qui, nous le savions, était rempli de vestiges.
Still, the trip was not entirely unsuccessful. While exploring around the property, they found a small annex connected to the main villa that remained open. The next day brought a very different surprise. While driving toward another location, the team noticed an abandoned building sitting quietly beside the road. Curious, they decided to stop and investigate. Inside the place appeared frozen in time. Plants were growing through cracks in the walls, while stacks of documents and old records were scattered throughout several rooms.
Ouais, c'est des archives, mais regardez la végétation qui pousse et qui rentre dans le bâtiment, quoi. Mais c'est fou parce que j'ai poussé la porte, c'était même pas bloqué. J'ai ouvert la porte, quoi, en fait, tout simplement. Le comble du comble. Moi, j'étais persuadé que c'était l'école abandonnée. Ça ressemble vachement, hein, comme bâtiment.
The strangest feature was hidden underneath the building. As they continued exploring, they uncovered a network of underground tunnels running beneath the structure.
Ce sont ces tunnels qui, je pense, devaient relier ces bâtiments entre eux. Bien que je n'ai pas accès à toute son histoire, j'ai l'intuition que celui-ci est lié à la Seconde Guerre mondiale. Mec, c'est une dinguerie.
Ouais, c'est sous l'eau aussi.
Ah, c'est ça, c'est un tunnel. Et mec, c'est un tunnel.
Des bouts de fer qui sortent de...
Vas-y, passons la caméra. Et en fait, c'est un tunnel, c'est ça, c'est un souterrain qui devait relier les deux bâtiments. J'essaie de passer la caméra pour que vous voyez. On va pas y aller, mais c'est vraiment, je pense, un tunnel qui reliait les bâtiments. J'aimerais bien trouver une date.
Based on the architecture and historical details surrounding the site, Clement believed the location may have dated back to the Second World War period, when Italy was ruled by Benito Mussolini. Although the building's exact purpose remained unknown, the existence of the tunnels suggested it may once have served a strategic or administrative role during that era. However, the most disturbing moment of the trip came when the team explored an abandoned psychiatric hospital. While moving through one of the rooms, they discovered what looked like traces of blood. The finding immediately unsettled them, and later sparked many questions from viewers once the footage was uploaded online.
Et enfin, la soirée va se terminer par une macabre découverte dans l'hôpital psychiatrique. Et suite à cette découverte, beaucoup se sont demandé si j'avais prévenu.
Instead of directly contacting authorities by phone, Clement sent an email explaining that he and his team were tourists who had found something suspicious inside an abandoned hospital. He attached photographs of what they had seen and used translation tools to write the message in Italian. Despite sending the report, he never received any response. It remains unknown whether authorities quietly investigated, it were already aware of it, or simply dismissed it as fake. Either way, it was an unsettling way for the trip to end. Sometimes small details like a sealed building or a hidden tunnel can point toward a much deeper story, but not every mystery receives a clear answer. What do you think was really happening in that place? This one is a little different. YouTuber Connor was streaming outside his own house when he noticed something that made him stop and pay attention. A man nearby was holding an object that, from a distance, looked like a weapon. The man appeared to be homeless, and whatever he had in his hand made Connor feel uneasy. Connor kept watching, going back and forth in his mind. Maybe it was nothing. Maybe he was overthinking the situation. But the longer he looked, the harder it became to ignore what he thought he was seeing.
Is that a gun? Dude, is that a gun? He has a gun. Is that a gun? He was just aiming the at me, dude. No. That's not a stick. That's not a stick. Bro, he's aiming it. Look. It has a barrel on it. Look. That is definitely a...
Eventually, he reached his limit. Whether the man actually had a dangerous weapon or not, the situation felt suspicious enough to concern him. Connor decided to do what he believed any responsible person would do in that moment and called the police.
He's like, nah, I'm calling it. Hi, yeah, I'm just calling because there's like it's like a homeless dude with a gun. He's like aiming it at like apartments and like cars passing by right here. I'm on Vernon, west of Avalon on Vernon.
Not long afterward, officers arrived at the scene to deal with the situation.
Yeah, west of Avalon on Vernon. He's in the middle of the street now, walking to the west side of the street. And he's hiding behind like a Honda minivan. They're passing. Yo, retard! Okay, they don't even want to listen to me. Okay.
As the officers moved closer, doubt started creeping into his mind. What if he had just called the police on someone who was not dangerous at all? That thought began weighing on him heavily.
It might just be a stick. Is it just a stick? Dude, it might just be a stick. I mean, no, it can't be a stick. They're putting him in cuffs. It had to have been a... Somebody clip it and send it to me so I can show the officers so they don't think I'm a nut job.
Still unsure, Connor stepped out of his car and approached the officers because he wanted to know exactly what the man had really been holding.
That poor man? No, that guy, bro. He was aiming. It looked like a dude. Wait, yeah, was it a... What was it? Just so you know, I'm not crazy.
No, I know. It's a windshield wiper, brother.
It's a windshield wiper?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're going to fucking pursuit. Damn, bro.
Even after finding out the object was not a firearm, Connor still struggled to admit that he had been wrong.
It was a windshield wiper. Dude, I don't give a Nah, he saw that though. He saw that though. Bro, you guys watch that clip. I don't give a Go look at that clip and you tell me that's not a bro. He's aiming it. He's down on his knees like aiming and You know what? I'm done. Okay, and then next time it will be and then somebody's gonna and it's gonna be my fault because I didn't call it in.
The situation left him caught somewhere between embarrassment and relief. But what if he had done nothing? Connor stays inside his car, brushes the situation off, and goes back into his house. The man keeps walking down the street, and the next person he approaches could be someone completely different. Connor chose to act because something about the situation did not feel right. Even if it later seemed unnecessary, that instinct still mattered. Would you have taken that chance? That's it for tonight. Which moment creep? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story, share it with us, and stay tuned. The next one is even darker.